This is my walking path. Well, not really a path, it's a road. But I'm in Happy Haven. Yay! I'm headed to Arizona for the WRTR and the RTR. I'm really excited, anticipating and wondering. Haven't been there in 2 years, and lots of changes since I was last at the RTR. We were at the fairgrounds. Now they're at the city park in Quartzside. So I'm gonna be driving for about 300 miles today. Hope you'll join me. Thank you all for coming along, coming with me on my road trip. This is the first day, and I've just done about 70 miles, and I'm going to pull over to rest area. Maybe I'll talk to you for a few there because it's such a glare right now. It's a beautiful sunny day. I actually have the AC on. Imagine that. Let's see. So I found a cozy in the shade spot for a few because I have been thinking, what are my goals and reasons for going to Arizona? You know, why am I just getting in my SUV to go thousands of miles and still be paying a lease payment? That just doesn't set well. That's why I can't wait to get out from under it. And that's another thing, is I'm selling my home. It's been for sale the whole time. I've been there a year now. Can you believe it? Over a year. And I'm glad it hasn't sold up till now because I've really enjoyed myself. But the planner that I am, save money and buy land and rebuild. So that's still on the plate. And I'm thinking, now why would I be going to Arizona? I could get a buyer while I'm out there. Well, I do have the house listed with the owner of the land. So if something really hot comes up, I can always turn around and come back. This is beginning of the new year, so usually this is a slow time. But I was also thinking about some other reasons why I'm going. And I came up with 4 things. They all begin with an R. That's alliteration, right? I always forget that word. And the first one is to re-engage with nature and with my nomad spirit or soul. That gypsy soul in me. I'm very comfortable behind the wheel. It relaxes me. I'm actually a little tired today, and I don't know. I think it's just a mental, emotional, physical tired all in one. I've been yawning like 3 or 4 times, and I don't usually yawn during the day. I'm very relaxed. I could stay at this beautiful rest area and call it a day right now, but I need to do some more miles. So the first one would be to re-engage. Just re-engage with nature. Just get away from it all. And I need to get out of my tiny home cabin where I turn the TV on every day, and I'm getting into that routine that drove me to become a nomad to begin with. We'll just leave it at that. Just the ho-hum of the day. It's a dreary time of year. I'm in the woods. I see the mountains. The mountains are beautiful, but I'm surrounded by dead trees. And I would rather be out in nature with the cactus and the coyotes than the ho-hum of my daily routine right now. And it's not that I'm not content there, because a couple little bits of me was thinking, why am I going? Why don't I just stay here in the comfort of this beautiful cabin? But life is short, and go see do is part of my life. You know, and not just down the street, but really see what God has provided for all of us. And the second reason is renewal of my mind, body, and spirit. I've got some things weighing on me, some personal things, and just want to be out in nature where I can journal and talk to God and get my mind right. Just get my mind right. Do some letting go. You know, do some reflective thinking. And that would be a number 3, would be reflective thinking. But going back to renewal of the mind, body, and the soul. And my body, I have dealt with for months now, and talked to a neighbor. I mentioned this to you before, but maybe some of you are new. I have got a dry throat with a tickle, and I've done some research, and maybe it's something with the larynx. Is that what it's called? Larynx in here? After I talk a while, I seem to lose, I don't lose my voice, but I lose the strength to talk. And still on occasion, I haven't been doing the acid-free coffee, so I've got some under the rib cage and lower, sometimes hurts. And I'm thinking that out in the desert could be very, very healing. First of all, I won't be using a microwave. Maybe once or twice if I stop at a Love's, because I showed you those meals. But, you know, I'll be eating lighter, hiking and moving around, and I don't know. I just think that there's going to be some healing in the desert. I just feel it. I just really feel it. And then renewal of the soul, well, that would be just, you know, talking to the Lord and renewing my, just how I think about things and where I'm going and what I'm doing. So just being in the quiet with nature, I think, you know, it's ironic, but I never missed the TV when I was a nomad for 3.5 years. Now, I turn it on every day. Of course, a lot of it I'm watching the independent, you know, news people, and instead of watching it on my phone, which I did do on the road, now I'm watching it I'm streaming on a big screen. I'm watching movies here and there. I do like the Christian movies, the encourage type movies. But I think I'm going to be replacing that noise, and that noise is just going to be the quiet. I just moved my phone because it kept falling. The holder's not working. Anyways, yep, reflective thinking, where I'm going, what I'm doing, what God has in store for the future. I definitely still want to own land. I just don't know when. And I want to be able to pay cash for it. So I'm saving. I guess that's what makes me feel a little bit guilty, or not guilty, but about this trip, is it's going to cost a lot of gas money. But I weighed it all out, and I'll be saving on a heat bill. How about that? And food. And can't put a price on renewal and reflective thinking and re-engaging, right? And then lastly, number 4 would be reuniting with friends, new friends and friends from the Nomad past. And one of them being Jolene. Jolene, if you're watching, she has bought land in Arizona and has invited me to stay with her. Her channel is She's Out There. So tune into her channel. She does a lot of fun stuff. Anyways, so reuniting with friends. I've been in touch with Joan, and this past summer they came to visit, Joan and Cindy. So I'm going to see them. And then my friend Tammy from Ohio and from St. Augustine, she's actually going to make the trip to Arizona. So I'm so excited. And then I'm going to be meeting Bob. Bob, if you're watching, I'm looking forward to that. And I think William, you talked about being somewhere. I don't want to announce that. I mean, you did put it in the comments, but yeah, you can, email me. Let me know if you want to set up a time or something. And then I forget, there was somebody else that just recently said that they were on their way to Arizona. So if you could put that in the comments again if you're watching, because I'm still thinking about a meetup and I just don't know when or how. I think I've mentioned that I'm going to be volunteering. I have a schedule. I'm going to be volunteering the first 5 days of the WRTR, which starts on January 7th. And then I am going to have 2 days off, and then I will be volunteering 5 days at the RTR. Every morning from 8 o'clock till 12:30, 8 a.m. till 12:30, I will be at the sweepstakes table. Okay, so that's where you can come find me. And if a few people come by and we want to think about when we could do a meetup and where, that would be fun, because then you all could meet each other. So maybe that's the way I'll handle it, is if you're going to be at the WRTR or the RTR, come by and say hi and introduce yourself. That would make my day. So, well, it was a long putting this all together to get on the road. I've probably been pulling things together and prepping for over a week. I did a video on that, so that was just recent, if not the last video. I'm putting out videos now on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I'm just switching it up again like I do. But last minutes today, I didn't get going till 12:30. I needed to drop off a key with my neighbor, and he came over and dropped off my jackery that's broken. And if someone can look at my jackery, that would be awesome. I think it's shot though. And then putting the cooler together, I'm just looking around. A lot of last minutes, the stuff in the refrigerator, my Bible that I needed this morning. Andy, I wasn't going to keep him in the car overnight freezing. Say hi, Andy. Hey, how you doing? So Andy's my co-pilot, for those of you who are new. I'm not crazy. Well, maybe I'm crazy, but crazy in a good way. My jackets, my quilts, the quilt that Jan gave me. I brought that along, Jan. I love it. I couldn't leave it behind. It's feeling a little strange that I'm planning on being gone for 2 months. Although, like I said, I will turn around and come back if there is a serious buyer. Definitely come back. I put my new power bank in this morning. I didn't want to leave it in overnight. A few more drinks. My shower bag that I needed this morning. My laptop. I didn't want it sitting in the cold overnight. My vitamins. Just a bunch of really miscellaneous things. Look at this. Look at this. It's a plastic bag that has papers that I didn't want to leave behind. A couple pens. I broke my readers this morning, so I'm gluing them back together. My toothbrush from this morning. I mean, I gotta put all these things where they belong, I don't know where they belong at this point. I am really loaded down, although I can see out my back window, so I've got some grapes and some bread that I thawed this morning. I'm going to make a ham sandwich for dinner. It's just all these different things. My makeup bag, it's just loose right here on the floor. I don't know. And then I have little signs that I posted in the house, like to pull open the shower door, you have to pull on it. So I typed up and put little note cards. They look professional. I made a spec sheet, not this morning, closing the blinds, making sure that the AC was on, or the heat was on 61. Putting away a few things in case, you know, someone comes by to look at the home while I'm gone. It's really random. Well, I think that's about it for this Babbling Brook. I am not going to be, as far as I know, showing you rest areas from here to Arizona. Maybe on my way home, you know, I'll be showing you some, or doing some picnic table chats about how things went, giving you some catch up. I'm going to do some videos when I'm in Quartzsite. You know, I'll be showing you my campsite, and if we do a meetup, and where I'm volunteering, and maybe the town of Quartzsite. There are a lot of videos out there on those kind of things, but maybe just showing you a day in the life, what I'm up to. I have brought tons of paperwork to do in the desert, just going through folders that I don't have any zippity-doo in me to do those in the tiny cabin. If I was sitting on the porch, maybe, now that I'm not writing my book. Oh, speaking of book, hey, there are still some of you who don't know that I have my book published and it's on Amazon. Someone just commented the other day. So I'm not trying to continue to talk about my book, but I do have to thank you. There's new people, you know, that have posted reviews that I am so grateful. They're beautiful reviews. So thank you, and thank you for your purchases. I have a handful of books with me, so if you come to the RTR, I don't think I'm able to sell on site, so that has to kind of be between you and me, one-on-one. You know, they're not having any vendors there to set up, so I don't want to be doing that. But I have a few books with me. And now that I don't have that big project, I have my digital albums. The cover inside was messed up, and the fonts were much larger than I anticipated. So the company is allowing me to fix these mistakes, and so that I can get a new cover. And so I'm going to be working on my digital books while I'm in Arizona. I've just got I brought a book to read. I brought daily devotionals. Maybe I'll do some inspirationals while I'm in the desert. Just gonna really be hanging out in my camp chair, and like I said, re-engaging, bringing that Nomad back to life, and just thinking about a lot of different things and doing some healing. So, okay, guys, I think that's it for the Babbling Brook. I'm going to go use the restroom, and I've got a couple hundred more miles to go today. So with that, blessings in your day, and joy in your journey. Hope to meet some of you real soon. You know where I'm going to be. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Back on the road, and one more thing. I was just listening to my babbling. I think I said my home has been up for sale the whole time. Not true. It's only been up for sale for a few months. I don't know when I announced it exactly. Through the summer into the fall. And that's because I'm goal setting with and I've done videos on that. So, but I will put everything in storage. And I wanted to mention, if any of you is at all curious, and especially now, I did that video the other day showing you a bed now in there. If any of you have any desire to purchase a tiny cabin, you can either email me or be in touch with me in Arizona. you never know how God's going to work on that one, right? But I did want to clarify that I moved in there with all intentions of staying there for the 5-year lease. And I've actually paid my year in full right now for the lease. So I did a video on I'm very comfortable, and this little getaway is a good refresher. And I know I'll be excited to get back to my tiny cabin and the beautiful spring where I live. So anyways, I don't announce the exact location or the location. That's a safety thing, and I did a video on that over a year ago, but just thought I would bring you up to speed on, I think I misspoke there, but sorry for this lighting. It's just a nice, bright, sunny day, and I just love being behind the wheel. And I'm packed to the brim too because of the cooler. I don't think I would be bringing that cooler along, but I am selling it too for $150, and I looked online. It's actually going for $325. So if you are interested in that, I will be posting that on the bulletin board at the WRTR and the RTR. I've only used it like 3 times. It sits outside my tiny home, and I keep drinks in it, so I don't know if that's using it, but it's not been with me, and it was just a random purchase, spur of the moment when I